morning, Ski Master Player here. I am again driving, all the time driving. Trying something new. Hopefully my Bluetooth headset will pick up most of my conversation better, so you guys are not fighting over the sound of the car as much. And just playing around with the tech a little bit more, trying to get some better quality for you guys. For everybody. I always say you guys. You need to stop saying you guys. And I'm just trying to test a few things. I gotta get a better mount for my phone, obviously, because I'm using that as my camera. Because I don't really have a good way to mount a camera in here, nor do I have a good camera to mount in here right now. So I'm doing the best I can with what I've got. The usual routine. So anyway, again, I've started a new Minecraft series, and hopefully it's going to be something different for a little bit for me. I'm gonna try to put a video up a week, if not more. Probably right now just one a week, plus my other, plus the vlog and my other two Dungeon Master vlogs that I do every week. And I might start staggering them out a little bit, just so I don't bombard everybody. It just happens to be convenient how I upload and everything right now. So, I have some parts to test a hopefully better PC for me for gaming purposes and for recording purposes and such like that. I might be able to take my old one and turn it into a rendering machine, which is totally possible. I don't do a whole lot of editing right now. That's something I should change, but hey, it is what it is. So coffee, need it. So anyway though, just kind of shoot the breeze with you all. Nothing really exciting on my end. Busy life, busy everything is normal. Wish I had more time so I could do more fun things with everybody. So unfortunately that is not the case. And maybe I should try something new. I've been looking at a lot of different things. I've been getting to the point in my life I gotta start questioning things about my career, personal habits, everything. It's pretty much everything. So, do I want to expand options in my career? Do I want to go back for education? Do I want to, it's little things like that. Really, and it is, little things. It's actually pretty big. It's really, really big. And I don't want to, it's a bit overwhelming when you start looking at issues of life, and making life changes in general has not been a very easy thing for anybody to do. So my current life change, I've made a couple already. I'm trying to be more positive. I want to be positive for everybody. I want to be a positive influence. I want to be a positive force. I'm trying to not be negative myself about anything. I've been controlling my diet. I've been trying to exercise more, hoping that would help relieve some of my stress. Because like I said before, I work in IT. I'm an IT consultant, so stress, unfortunately, is a very, very big part of my job, and it's not something I really wish upon anybody. Basically, it would be a heart attack waiting to happen if I don't find good, healthy ways to relieve my stress. So diet, exercise, things like that. The things that I can possibly do to make things better. I'm trying to do what I can. So I'm not saying I'm dying. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just pointing out these are some of the changes. Like, here's one. This is a nice personal one. I used to bite my nails. A lot of people bite their nails. I've been trying really, really hard to not do that anymore. I've been clipping my nails. So, it might not seem like a big life change, but it really is. It really is a big, big life change, because you really have, it's a habit. You got to break a habit. And it's not easy to break habits. So, again, being positive instead of trying to focus on anything negative, trying to be positive about stuff. And if I can focus being more positive, that should also help me take care of issues with my stress and stuff like that. Because let me tell you, it's just a lot of the hair loss I have a feeling had something to do with stress, not had to do with much genetics or anything else. I think stress had a lot to do with it. So, and I've always been pretty stressed out most of my life. As a child, I'm in school. I'm supposed to be, the smart one or whatever, or I'm supposed to be good at this or good at that. And I tried to strive to do better, but it was one of those issues that it wore on me a lot because I had to try to be smarter and try to be better and try to be, and it was competitive, and I wasn't the smartest, I wasn't the fastest, I wasn't, the strongest, I wasn't the anythingest. The only thing I got in high school at the very end, any sort of recognition, was best personality, which now I'm doing YouTube. Go figure. Who would have thought that? So really, I don't have, I haven't had a good focus on what to do to mitigate the extra level of stress that was brought upon me by peers and family and faculty when I was growing up, and it just kept getting worse and worse as I got older, as I gravitated towards stressful positions or stressful work, whatever it might be. And honestly, I don't know if that's good or bad. I can handle myself under stress pretty well. It's just it starts to pile up. So I need to get rid of that, and I gotta find a way to get rid of that. And I gotta find a way to get rid of that in a healthy way, not in a destructive or negative or unhealthy way. So I'm looking at, again, diet, exercise. I'm actually reading about meditation. I'm going to start trying to do some meditation. I try to use music right now to help calm me, to help me relax, help me vent. I listen to music that is my mood. So, I don't listen to sad music because I want to be sad. I listen to sad music because I am sad, and I want the music to take that out of me. I want the music to express my feelings for me because I can't. And unfortunately, there's no stress music. It's not just stress. So I'm doing a reversal. I'm trying to play relaxing music to relax me, as opposed to already being relaxed and listening to relaxing music. So because that's usually how it's worked in the past. So if I'm angry, it's a metal day all the way. It's loud, obnoxious, whatever I can get my hands on. So otherwise, most of my days are a mixture of different kinds of music, different kinds of reading, whatever it takes, learning about things. I'm starting a recipe collection, believe it or not. I want to start cooking again, because I think that might divert my focus a little bit more. I want to start, doing other things. I need to start doing other things. So my life is very stuck. I'm in a rut. So, and I got to find ways to get out of it. So again, part of the thing is, I think, is going to be I need to further my education and potentially shift my career around a little bit, because I didn't become an IT person by choice. I came by necessity and by skill set. So, I don't mind. It's not like it's a terrible thing, but it's, it has its pitfalls. So the IT field is not a very friendly field. It's a very competitive field. It's a very cutthroat, in a lot of ways, field. There's lots of ego, lots of backstabbing, lots of, it's everything. It's basically Game of Thrones, the career, without, that's not politics, or anything else like that. So it kind of sucks, and it's not even, I'm not saying it's even within my own, company I work with. It's between competitors and vendors and everything else. There's so much ego, there's so much negativity, there's so much finger pointing, backstabbing. I'm smarter than you, I'm better than you. It's a caste system. There's not much sharing. It's not very polite. It's a very difficult environment to work in. And as one of the people that's bucking the trend, where I freely share knowledge. If I have a customer that asks me how to do something, I will show them. I will produce documentation for them. I will do whatever it takes so they're comfortable with what they have. If they don't want to do it, they don't have to do it. That's what they have me for. So, kind of like some of the stuff that as I treat other things. I don't know how to change my own oil. I'm not a very mechanical person. Mechanics and I do not get along very well. So when it starts coming to things like that, I take it to somebody that knows how to do it, so I don't have to. And I understand that with everything in life. You take it, I go to a doctor because I can't treat myself. I can't perform surgery on myself. I can't diagnose issues. I don't have the experience, kind of a thing. I don't have the education, the training, you name it. I don't have it. So I go to a doctor, and the doctor tells me what I need to do, what needs to be done, and if I think if he or she is a bit messed up, I might go someplace else for a second opinion. But otherwise, I go to a professional, for that professional specialist, to give me information on that field or what I'm looking at. So, and then as an IT person, when I kind of assume the same role from everybody else. When somebody asks me my opinion, or this is what do we need to do, and I lay it all out for them, and they say, well, that's too expensive, or well, we can't do that. It's like, this is your options. I can't tell you. I'm not going to tell you something different because you want to hear something different. You hired me to give you advice, to give you guidance, and give you a professional opinion. I'm giving it to you. And then they don't do it, and then I have to try to band-aid and fix what they have, and then they complain that I'm out there band-aiding and fixing it too often or whatever, and now you go back to, well, these are the guidelines, these are the recommendations, this is what you should do, and it keeps, and that kind of thing falls apart. And I find that happening a lot with IT. It's not like you go to the car place and they go, you know what, you need brakes. You go, you know what, I don't want brakes. I want you just to make the car stop without changing my brakes, without doing anything. And you do that repeatedly after they've told you over and over again that you need new brakes, that you need new brakes, you need new brakes. So who does that? I mean, really, who does that? You don't go to the doctor and the doctor's like, we need to treat you for cancer, for example. You need to have this operation, this medication, you're gonna go into this therapy, and they're like, I'm just gonna keep things as they are, and I just need you to keep checking the cancer. Said nobody ever again, to my knowledge. It's not how things work. So at least I don't think it's how things work. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just living in some sort of weird fantasy world where I go to professionals for a reason. I have no idea. So but I get that a lot. Where they ask for an opinion, they ask for professional support. I give them guidelines to help the future growth of their company, future, expansion, whatever they're looking for. I try to do the best I can to give them the information they need, and it's accurate. And the technology world changes drastically, constantly, and so my opinions and my guidelines continuously change as well because of it, and it must. I have to adapt, and that's what technology is. You adapt. Technology changes, you adapt, because the technology is adapting to you and to us. So, but it's getting really difficult because people are being just stubborn. And now there's a few places I go to, and they value my suggestions, and we work out plans and how we can move forward and how we can make changes and how we can do this. That's what we do. We work with what we can, and in the real world, if it's doesn't fit the guidelines of what you want at the time, then we find a solution. We find a way. We make it work. But to be shot down repeatedly, consistently, it's almost like you don't want it to work. You don't want me to fix it, and you want somebody to yell at. And so that adds to my stress level. That's why IT is not something I recommend for most people, because it is full of stress, full of competition. It's a great way to start a career with very little schooling, basically. So I didn't have college. I didn't make it to college. I never once have I even had the opportunity to really do it. I've had some vocational training when I was in high school, and the rest of it's been certification and hands-on. And in the certification thing, even there's people that have paper certs that don't, they only go get the paper behind their name. They don't really care about the knowledge as much, and that makes it difficult too, because I'm fighting people that are maybe complete nobodies that have no idea what they're doing. And I will tell you this: the real world is completely different from the training world. So, and all these IT testing and things like that you were going to do if you're getting an IT, it's all about having this fantasy fictional world where things aren't very realistic. So, it's filled with only that one vendor product, those vendor products, or you're never going to have a bad internet connection. You're never going to have to deal with that stuff. It's it's just not realistic. So, and that adds the stress level too, because then you're thrown out in the real world with this false education, and you're stuck with, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, that sucks. You were hired to help out or to do this because you were supposed to have this knowledge, and you don't have it. So, because they're not used to the customer saying, well, I can't afford this fast internet circuit, or I can't afford this extra this, or I can't afford. That's normally what it turns into. It comes down to money. So, people can't afford certain things. So, the trading world doesn't cover any of that. But I'm getting off my soapbox. I apologize. It's my current beef that I got to deal with. But it adds to the stress. So, because now you're working with people that, well, it should be this way. Well, guess what? It doesn't work that way. This is the real world. So, because it's not like there's internships for this stuff. Technology is so prevalent in our day and age that you don't intern like a doctor does to be able to treat patients better and get any extra hands-on. No, you just get thrown out to the wolves, and you're expected to survive or die. That's really how it works. So, and it's rough. It makes it really hard, and especially since things keep changing. You don't know what you're supposed to be certified in. You don't know what's best. You don't know, and companies come and go, vendors come and go, solutions come and go. It's you can't, if you focus on some things, you could be careerless after a period of time because that technology is gone, or they change programming languages, whatever it might be. So that's the stress in my life, and that's one of the reasons why I need to help find ways to alleviate stress. My days are filled with it, and I need to take care of it. So part of it's by chit-chatting with everybody, and I really want to know how your day's going. I really want to know how you're doing. I really want to see if anything I say or do is being helpful. If you guys want me to shut up, then, go ahead. Leave comments and tell me to shut up. Or you want my opinion on something? That's fine. I don't mind. I just want to share my life experiences and my day-to-day and how things go with me as much as I can, so other people in the world, where we might be, will learn from it. And I come from I'm in a very small microcosm, obviously, because I'm not worldly. I don't go to different countries and practice my trade. So I can't say that I can give accurate information for everywhere. But the only accurate information I can give is that the world and the technology continues to change. And there's people in my field that do not change. They fight change. They refuse change. And you can't. You just cannot. There's people in my field that are fighting the cloud. How can you fight the cloud? The cloud is everywhere now. And they're fighting it, and now because of it, they're very far behind. Or they don't understand it the same way. Or they jump in completely now, thinking that they know everything, and they really don't. They don't know the progression. They don't know, because they might be all into the cloud now, but you got to convince your customer, you got to convince other people why it's good to be in the cloud, or why it's good not to be in the cloud. There's good answers, and there's pros and cons for everything, and you have to find those pros and find those cons, and make your own decisions. Just like if you're going to buy a car, or you're going to buy a box of cereal. Do I really want the sugary stuff? Do I not want the sugary stuff? There's lots of things that go with it. So, I said I was going to be off my soapbox. I'm off my soapbox. But I really, literally, I do want to know how everyone's doing. I need to do a video, a special video, to probably a vlog, because I hit a subscriber milestone. I didn't promote that at all. I need to do that. I'm still learning on how to do a lot of the YouTube stuff. I'm very technical. Obviously, I don't have all the other information behind it, so I'm still working on that. Stay with me here. So, thank you very much, and I will see you all next week. Probably doing the exact same thing, chit-chatting about whatever, and unfortunately, on a side note, I've lost the sun. We have lots of clouds now. That kind of stinks, but, hey, had sun for a little bit. That's what matters. So, see everybody. Again, I hope you have a great day. Stay awesome.